Hello, how you guys doing? James here. Well, hope you all have a good day. Have a good day besides the rain, and I don't know, this weather's kind of crazy. This topic is gonna be pretty sensitive. Um, this man's gonna talk about his life being adopted by a white family, and I'm gonna show you another video recently about uh, what's going on with some people who don't how they see some black people who are white, and listen to his story.
Or should I say, um, any of you transracial adoptees ever realize that your white adoptive family is racist? And I just got a question, how old were you when you finally realized that? And what did it do to you psychologically? And how did you handle it? And how long did it take you to finally accept? I started realizing my adoptive family was racist. It started with my adoptive father. Uh, the comments he would make when I was like 6. It all started with a black Santa Claus that he got basically. It was a black Santa Claus and it would shake its hips. I found that rather offensive because they were laughing at it, but it wasn't a kind of like whole, good-hearted laughter. It was a different type of laughter, like a mocking laughter. That was just a little start. And it took me a lot longer to realize that my whole adoptive family was basically anti-black. But what stopped me from realizing that was the fact, why would I be adopted and why would they adopt me? If they didn't like black people, that doesn't make any sense at all. But I had no idea about narcissism, about black children as trophies, about white saviorism. You know, basically white people adopting black because they can. As I spoke in my previous video, some mark of their dominance. I didn't know anything about that, so I thought to myself, they can't be racist because they adopted me. Boy, was I wrong. As an adult, I realized that they're all racist. Like, I rent a room from my adoptive sister, and her husband wanted me because I have nowhere else to go. And they're the just most horrible white trash, and their daughter is so racist, and her brother, they were just racist white trash. I literally pull her husband out of a tub when he fell, help him out all the time, but he still finds the need to call me a porch monkey and the N-word. And so the ancestors got on his ass. He ended up falling, having to go to the hospital. He's still in the hospital now. But just the fact that the rest of my adoptive family supports him in the hospital, no questions asked, lets me know that there's a little bit of him in each and every one of them. Between my teens and after, they would send me out to jobs and get mad at me when I quit, but when I talk about on-the-job racism, I always found that weird. Why we never talked about on-the-job racism. It's just little blocks, basically, that have me realize that they're anti-black. The adoptive siblings actually adopted themselves. A kid from China, a kid from Russia, but basically white. Not another black child. So I was basically alone to deal with their racism and the racism outside. And that was very traumatic because these people are supposed to be my family, my world. So that on top of the primal war trauma, people wonder why I was so crazy. But now I realize that the best thing to do with not only they're racist or narcissists, best thing I can do is just to get the psychological help I need, therapy, the time alone, and just to go no contact. But in order for me to do that, I gotta be in the right place financially. I didn't want to face it. I didn't want to face it that they were all racist. I didn't want to face it because I loved them. Well, they were what I knew, and I loved a lot of them. But as soon as I realized that none of them would ever, I know I say this in a lot of videos, but none of them would ever take up for me against another white family member. Or if they did, they wouldn't do that in my presence. So I don't know about it. Also, with my adopted mother, things would happen in school, and I would tell her, and she didn't really get bothered by it. Like one of the students writing the N-word on the chalkboard, private Catholic school. My adopted mother, adopted father didn't get angry about that. Seems like the only time they quote-unquote get angry about me facing racism is performative, because it feels like they gotta follow a script. And then when I realized that what a real family is, that a family has an emotional stake in a child, usually, I realized that this is all fake. It's like when Neo wakes up from the Matrix. You finally get a look of that fog, and you finally get a look out of the fog, and you look around, you're like, okay, you're racist. Why does nobody talk to me unless they feel like they have to at these family parties? Why do I spend most of these family parties just sitting by myself? Why do they never talk to me about owning a business or financial things? Why has none of my adopted siblings ever tried to get me a job where they're at? Why do they never talk about slave revolts or black history? Because they don't have to. White publicists, they don't have to. And they resent my adoption. But my adopted mother wanted to save a black kid. Thing to do. But the problem is, though, I was so invested in them emotionally. I wish I wasn't, because then I could have been building my own thing. I was told to go to college. I had no idea what I wanted to do. Just a head case. Get a job. That's it. That's their advice. Go to college, get a job. Not, well, what do you feel destined to do? What skills do you have? What do you feel more? What did your biological mother and father do? And they never spoke to me about my biological mother and father, except that my biological father was tall and handsome, and my biological mother was short. That was it. And they never bothered to talk to me about anything else about them. So I felt like I was just kind of like a possession, a job to raise, a challenge. That's basically it. I was famous on the Oprah show, being adopted with them, then it was just a challenge. But the family's more than that. Finally realized family is more than that. They were never my true family. But they were only a means for my survival, so I had to play the game. And I played it. But now as an adult, I can't be that false person anymore because it's too traumatic. It's manifesting in bodily illnesses. So I gotta be true to myself now. If I ever want to find a significant other, I have to be true to myself and I have to love myself, which is really tough. All that racism, you take in a lot of it and then you start to hate yourself. White people should be put through the ringer if they want to adopt a black child. There should be tests that white people go through to test their psychology, to test their knowledge of black culture. If in any way them or their natural children are deemed to not be pro-black, yes, pro-black, even to the point to where they might lose the rest of their friends or whatever, then they shouldn't be allowed to adopt a black child. They have to be pro-black. Well, that's anti-white. That's some mayonnaise shit. No. Just because you're pro-black doesn't mean you're anti-white. That's just a mayonnaise troll response. But yeah, my adoptive family is anti-black, and I was wondering if the rest of your... And I've heard some other adoptees say the same thing. A couple of other adoptees say the same thing. But no one has the guts to check these white people. They have all the smoke for black parents with CPS, but they don't have the smoke. Maybe that was why I was taken away from the home, because the state realized how racist they really were. Maybe, but of course, me being young, I just needed a stable home. But now as an adult, I have lots of retrospective. For me, all white people are racist. You're gonna have to prove to me that you're not racist, because I've been around a lot of white people. You know, all white community. I see the same thing so many times. All white school, all white church. None of them ever stuck up for me. Well, one of them. But that's out of how many white people that I met. And that one only stuck up for me because it was just a case of blatant racism. So some idiots driving by screaming the N-word. But as far as my vocation, as far as helping me find my way, no. Even my karate teacher, piano teacher, they were racist as well. I just didn't have the heart to see it. No one is ever going to challenge their white privilege on my behalf. So again, I was just an object. I was a challenge. I was a possession. But I hope to one day have a family of my own, black family, so that I can stop pretending, stop with this false self.
We get it. Things are more expensive than ever, especially...
Hello, y'all. I want y'all to watch this video real quick and then come right back.
Dear white people, I came here simply today to ask, will y'all be my friend? Better yet, would y'all be part of my family? Let's create change and make peace.
So yes, that was Brother Ronnie who said, dear white people, would you be my friend? I want you to be a part of my family. Let's get together and make change. And I'm like, what you talking about, Willis? Why are you asking them people that? Are you asking just for you? I hope you're asking just for you. Because we ain't asked you to ask that question. For one, you know doggone well that if you had to ask, the answer is probably no. When have white people anywhere in this world illustrated to you that they are interested in being your friend? Now, I'm not talking about the one or two. I'm talking about white people in general, because you didn't say one or two white people. You said white people, right? When have they ever showed you that? They have illustrated time and time again they ain't trying to be with you. You heard of a thing called white flight? When segregation ended and black people, we ran with our suitcases to go move next door to them, and they scattered like roaches when the lights came on when we moved next door to them. They have not changed their attitude. In fact, there's a place in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, St. George to be exact. It's a new town of wealthy white people that have separated from you. Well, maybe not you specifically, but from black people. And there you are on TikTok. Dear white people, would you be my friend? You sound like a black Mr. Rogers. Would you be my friend? Might you be my friend? Would you knock it off? As Malcolm X said, are they our friends or are they friendly? So Rodney, I think you're mistaking the friendly ones at the Piggly Wiggly or wherever you at, them being friendly to you as, potentially they could be my friend. I have better advice for you, Ronnie, and I'm saying this with love. Yes, I am. Have you asked that of black people? Because black people, that's the message we need to be sending to each other. Let's be friends. Come join my family. Let's get together and make change. That's what we need to be doing. But see, just typical of some black people. You're so interested in getting together with people who ain't trying to get together with you, but you got black people in your family and your neighbors and stuff, and you probably, I don't know about you, Rodney, but I'm just saying in general, you probably ain't spoke to them in months, but yet there you are, showing all 32, I think you had 32 teeth, showing all 30, would you be my friend? Would you join my family? Let's get together and make change. Would you stop it? I'm embarrassed for you. And as I said, I hope you are asking on behalf of yourself. Don't ask on behalf of me. Because again, they ain't ever showed you or told you we're trying to be your friend. So what you need to do is get some knowledge of self, dear brother, and get together with black people and build. Because that's what white people do. They get together with each other and they build without you. And in fact, in a lot of cases, they don't even hire you. But there you are. Would you be my friend? Was you playing? I'm hoping it was satire. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to hope it was satire. But if it wasn't, you need to have your understanding of them and yourself rearranged. So anyway, y'all tell me what you think of that. And for more insight.
Welcome back, family. You know what I need y'all guys to do. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me, guys. The channel is growing. Despise not small beginnings. You understand? Hit the like button. Hit the share button. Comment, family. I'm trying to get into the YouTube algorithm. YouTube tripping sometime, but I'm going to keep pedaling it anyway. Support my channel by going to the Cash App, guys, and donating. There is $Drama1980. I do appreciate you in advance. You also can support my channel by clicking on the super thanks located under the video, guys. Donate there as well. And like I tell each and every one of y'all, I do appreciate you. 10 folds over, hands down. I'm proud that you're rocking with me. Well. I told you already. I don't make believe, I make believers. I'm your gracious host, Drama 1980, hailing from Columbia, South Carolina. I hope you're having a good day today, and if that's not the case, ask yourself why, because remember something. Happiness is an inside job, and it will always be an internal affair. Well, guys, we're back today again with another reaction from my man Flex. I'm on the new Black Media Heavy, guys. Some people don't like it, but you don't have to like it. I like it. And if you don't like it, you have the option to not tune in. It's just that simple. I'm not going to argue with nobody. Oh, he's grifting. He's doing this. I'm doing what's necessary. I'm telling you where I'm coming from because I don't want you to be confused. I don't mince words. I don't make no bones about anything. It is what it is. Alright? But guys, in this particular video, we are going to talk about Christopher Gibbard. Alright? Let's go, guys.
Let's get into what we're talking about. Today's topic, we're talking about drowning for acceptance. Family, did y'all hear this story coming out of Louisiana? This dude, man, this brother, this black man, hold on, let me pull this stuff up. This black man was hanging with his white co-workers. Alright? Let me find something real quick. So this black man was with his white co-workers. And somehow, the dude has a little brain. I think he might have had brain damage. I don't know. Hold on, let me get something. Hold on. I'm trying to find. Hold on. Hold on. His name is Christopher Gilbert, and he's down there in Louisiana. Hold on. So this dude went out here with his white buddies. Okay. And the white buddies, one of the women, the white women, pushed this dude, alright, in the lake. Alright. This guy almost drowned. He almost died. Medical student who almost drowned after he was shoved in the lake finally breaks his silence. Christopher Gilbert was pushed in a lake by his co-worker Cassidy Holland. He said that he doesn't think anyone did anything intentionally wrong. Now, this dude almost died. The medical student, oh my God, who came close to being declared brain dead after being pushed into a Louisiana lake. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, damn it, I hate when these ads pop up. Was pushed in a lake by a co-worker. Holland was allegedly left fighting for his life for 20 minutes while the group of friends watched on. His heart and breathing had stopped by the time a patron from a nearby restaurant saw what was going on and hauled him to the surface. So a stranger went and got him. Some stranger went and got the dude.
Guys, tell me exactly what's going through y'all here so far. Christopher Gilbert told his so-called friends, right, allegedly, he couldn't swim. They pushed him in anyway. Does that not sound like attempted? Does that not sound like that? Being the only black friend, because the guy's black, and he was surrounded by a bunch of Caucasians. If you choose to walk that path, that's fine. But there's consequences that come with that.
So a stranger went and got him. So he's in the hospital. Hold on. He's in the hospital getting the thumbs up. So
I want to talk to you in particular about the black church.
This was Cassidy, the white woman. Alright. He didn't think anything. He doesn't think anyone did anything intentionally wrong, and that he was joking minutes before with Holland.
Jesus Christ.
So he revealed that he and his 10 friends were at this restaurant in Farmsville. He started joking before she pushed him in.
I recently made a video.
Okay, this is her. So this dude is all in the hospital, down bad. Oh, goodness. So they pushed him in the lake, knowing he couldn't swim. The friends didn't go get him. Why did a stranger have to get him? He's the black friend, all right? Just wanted to show y'all this. This is the black friend, all right? All right, I think that's his family.
I'm back.
Okay. This dude is down bad. All right.
Oh, brother.
Okay. So this guy, he's the black friend. He's the guy who has a bunch of white buddies. He's one of these cats who seems like he rebels in being the black friend to white buddies.
Oh,
And he's sitting up here making excuses for these people pushing him in the lake. And him not being able to get out until a stranger came and got him. Remember, this guy almost drowned, ladies and gentlemen. This dude almost drowned. And he's out here making excuses for the white buddies.
do anybody feel the same way that I feel? Where is this guy from? Who is this people? Because apparently he don't know no better, or either he just choose to ignore all of history and all of the signs. There's nothing wrong with having white friends. I didn't say anything was wrong with that. But you better know what you're doing when you hang around a bunch of white folks, especially drinking around water, at bars and everything. You careful. Because I know a lot of cases personally where people end up, something happened to them. Black guy was on a boat with a bunch of his white friends and everything. Another boat, some people was drinking, high up on, doped up and everything else. Ran over the boat the black guy was on. They killed him. Everybody was acting like they didn't know what happened and all of that. Come to find out, it was a prominent member of the community, sons. Right? It went away quietly. You heard me? They was drunk on a boat and killed the man. Everybody was acting like they didn't know what happened. It went away quietly. Them boys didn't do 1 day in jail, no probation, no anything. It just went away quietly. Okay? Do anybody remember that case? I believe it was a black lady. It was some middle-aged women, like between 25 and 35, having a sleepover, and she was the only black friend there. There was about 7 or 8 white ladies there, and somehow she fell out of the window. Do anybody remember that? And people act like they didn't know what happened. No investigation, no nothing. Y'all better know what y'all doing, because the catch is, the people that's not gonna get prosecuted for the most part, it just go away quietly. Oh, it was a freak accident.
And I want to know where this guy's family is from.
Me too.
I'm really trying to figure out, is this guy from our lineage? Because you should know better. It is? People from our lineage, you should know better. And hold on, there's a lot of pictures of him booed up with the white women, with the white woman in particular. There's a lot of images of him booed up with the white woman. So, dude, that's the white woman who pushed this dude in the lake. Yeah, somebody says giving both a job. This is him. There's another white woman he's with. I mean, dude, man, when you go out with some white people and they almost kill you, and you're running around giving excuses, bruh, come on, bro. Man. So you got people out here, family, who's about to drown for acceptance. You got people out here who want acceptance so damn bad. You about to lose your life. I want to know where this dude's family is from, man. Yeah, somebody said probably LGBT. Right, that might be it. That might be it. I mean, it's just hard to believe that this dude is from the lineage. And if he is this dude, does he identify as LGBT? Because a lot of those people feel like, okay, I don't have to go along with the black rules. I don't have to go along with what my grandparents told me. I'm a whole new ethnic group, LGBT, right? What kind of buck-broken nonsense is this? He might be FBA, I don't know. But again, if he's FBA, it might be some LGBT stuff. I don't know. Listen, family. Part of foundational Black American culture, we know better than to go off in the woods or a lake with people in the dominant society by ourselves.
Facts.
You understand what I'm saying? We know better.
Yeah.
We've been taught for years, hey, that's not, no, you don't do that. We know better. Family, there's rules in foundational Black American culture. There's rules that's been around for a long time. There's unwritten rules. Y'all know the rules. And all of these rules were designed to protect us from the white supremacists, because our family, our ancestors, we knew how dangerous and untrustworthy the white supremacists or suspected white supremacists could be. We knew. We were told, what were some of the rules? At 6 o'clock, when you see the street light come on, you come home.
Sundown time.
When that street light comes on, that means you come home.
Just wrap your mind around this. These people pushed this guy in the lake knowing he couldn't swim, and watched him for 20 minutes. Just wrap your mind around that. save him. Somebody else had to come and save the guy. Bystanders had to come and save him. Perfectly strangers, not friends of his, had to come and save him. Just wrap your mind around that. And he still got the cape on, talking about, well, it was a joke. That's why I tell y'all, Negroes are dangerous like this. This is what we've been trying to tell you, and this is a perfect example. Imagine if that was his black friends. They would have been locked up that very day with no excuses, without any exception. I guarantee you. He sat up in the hospital, Sam born and dancing with tubes and wires and all kind of monitors in every office imaginable, and he said at the time like, well, they didn't mean it. Lord, forgive me for just what I'm thinking. Just forgive me just for what I'm thinking. He sat there and still making excuses. If somebody tell you they can't swim and you push them in the water and then don't try to save them and sit there and watch them. Well, they didn't mean to do it. They should have let.
It's above me now.
It's above me now. Sit there and make concessions for these people that try to literally delete him off the face of the planet. See, people like this, let me jump into my bag, because people like this right here look for acceptance. People like me, I don't look for acceptance. Therefore, I don't fear rejection. Because I don't want to be up under you like that. This takes a certain mindset, guys. You see this, family? He sat up in the hospital brain dead. These people, I was borderline jealous of this guy. And he thinking that he cool with them. They push him in the lake. Dummies, man. Straight up. Dummies.
The street light means it's about to get dark. Also, the reason why our families would say that, we understood at 6 o'clock or when it got dark at sundown, the white supremacists would use that as an excuse to harm black people. A lot of places were sundown towns, and truth be told, they still are today.
And the crazy thing about this, they lied to the guy's family and lied to the police, saying that he slipped and fell and all that. See, so that's a telltale sign there, guys. Tell me exactly what y'all think about this story, guys. And tell me what y'all think about his response. This is ludicrous, I tell you, preposterous, asinine. Somebody that dumb and that stupid and going to school to be a doctor, I don't want him to work on me. I don't care. I don't want you to work on me. If you that stupid, I don't want you to touch me. Call somebody else in the room.
I'm Andrea, founder of a boutique handbag brand, Andy. And this?
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my channel, Runaway Slave. I would like to give a big up to all my subs and supporters who like, comment, and share the videos. In addition, a special big up to all those who purchased my masterpiece, my book, The N-Word is No Secret in the Service. Big up to you all. Let's cook. Okay. For people who follow this channel, you know that I recently made a video, maybe less than a week ago, about a 26-year-old black man in the state of Louisiana by the name of Christopher Gilbert. Now, Christopher Gilbert, one of the good black youths, 26 years old, aspiring doctor, okay? He wants to be a doctor. So Christopher, he was out at a place called Red Tails in Farmville, Louisiana, with 10 white friends on April 14th. While he was out with these white friends, he was pushed in the water by a white woman, one of these white friends. When he was pushed in the water, it is known and understood that Christopher Gilbert cannot swim, but they left him in the water for 20 minutes. So he's in the water drowning. None of his white friends jump in to save him or do anything. They don't stick a pole or a branch or nothing like that to help him. They just watch. There was a patron at this place, also named this Reptiles place. His name is Dawson Faust. He noticed what was going on. He dived in the water to save Chris Gilbert. By the time that he got to Chris Gilbert's heart and breathing stopped. So Chris Gilbert was rushed to the hospital. He was placed on life support, and doctors told his family that he was almost brain dead, but he recovered. And if it were not for this person named Dawson Faust, Chris Gilbert would not be here, he'd be gone, okay? So Chris Gilbert has been recovering and now he's able to speak. And unfortunately, here we go, people. Chris Gilbert, he says that he forgives his white friend. He said it was all just a joke and it was blown out of proportion, it was sensationalized. The white friend is somebody that he really likes. Her name is Cassidy Holland. She's the one who pushed him in the water. She also says Chris is her friend. He's such a good, sweet person, and she'd never do anything to hurt him. But people, remember, I posted this video. Here's his mother.
Responding mentally. He cannot vocalize anything currently, but he's able to give a thumbs up and a nod of the head right now.
Okay, now those were the pictures that show some promise. But let's look at the pictures when you first saw Chris at Ochsner LSU. Yolanda, these are not actually, these are the after pictures. What was going through your mind when you first saw him? Because he was just lying there with a bunch of tubes.
When I first saw him,
Yes.
I was devastated. Like, I felt as though my life had ended in that moment. Like, my son is aspiring to be a medical doctor. My son is, going to be a medical doctor.
He has a master's degree?
He got his master's last year in biological science. And he's preparing for medical school, so for this to happen to him, my son is like so sweet, the most selfless being you'll ever meet, and for it to happen to him, like, I was just devastated.
What is it that you are fighting for now?
I want the young lady who pushed my son, who admitted to me in the family waiting area that night at the hospital, because their friend group came to the hospital, still telling me the same fabricated story that he fell. I learned at that moment in the ER, the sheriff called me and he told me, "Are you familiar with what happened?" "Yeah, he was at the lake and he fell." He was like, "No." One of the young ladies pushed him, and I'm like, "Who pushed him?" And I started looking around the room. "Which one of y'all pushed him?" The young lady, like, "I did." And I was like, "Why would you push my son in the lake knowing he couldn't swim?" She said, "Well, ma'am, I didn't know that man couldn't swim." And I was like, "Who is that man? This is supposed to be amongst groups of friends, right? Who is that man?" "Chris." Everybody knows he can't swim. He jokes about him not being able to swim. Even when we went to the restaurant, the owner of the restaurant even stated, "Everybody knows Chris can't swim. He's been coming here for 2 years. He always joking about it. I gotta have on all like."
Okay, so who's lying here? That's what his mother said. She said she seen the girl in the room. She said, "Why did you do that?" And she responded and referenced him as that man. That's what his mother said. And let me tell you something else about people like Christopher Gilbert, people. Now, I talk about these people quite often on this channel. Christopher Gilbert definitely suffering from a spiritual illness, sickness of the heart called Caucasian European hypnosis. These people will do anything. They will give anything to be around white people, regardless of the state. They could be a white man's dog. They don't care. White people could put a leash on Christopher Gilbert. He would not care as long as he's in the presence of white people. You know people like this. We know people like this. Now, I'm going to tell you something else about people like Chris Gilbert is guys like him, when they get around white females, they often disrespect their black mothers, okay? What they do is they get around white females, a lot of black dudes like him, and they talk pretty bad about their black mothers. That old pillow talk being, my mom ain't do this, she wasn't as good, we didn't have the life you had. All this old punk stuff, They talk bad about their black mothers regardless of the situation. Maybe the situation was bad, but so what? And what happens is these white women start to feel all superior, start to look at their black mothers like they're nobody, and when they come around, they have absolutely no respect for them at all, okay? That's what they do. And they build up this kind of confidence. These white people, these white women mainly, they build up this confidence around black women like Christopher Gilbert's mother, because dudes like Christopher Gilbert who just adores white people's draws, they sit around and they talk negatively about their mother. A lot of people don't know that, but that's what they do. That's what a lot of these dudes do. Because they know that's the only way that they can be friends or be accepted by white people in that state anyway. They have to some kind of way appear to be a mutt or inferior popcorn shrimp who's not worthy of respect. And again, white people love weak Negroes. Okay? So there you go. Now this guy, Christopher Gilbert, his entire family wants these people to be held accountable. They want them arrested. They want, lawsuits, press, all that. He survived. He's saying, no, these are my friends. It was a joke. So they went and got this little raggedy Negro, Chris Gilbert, here on a Zoom interview. And this is what he said. And I'm reading the New York Post. He said, I don't think anyone did anything intentionally wrong. Okay? He revealed that he and 10 friends, including this girl Holland, were at Rex Tails and Shells, a Farmville restaurant. Holland, who's the white girl, who was his colleague and buddy, started joking with Chris Gilbert minutes before she pushed him in. I took my keys, wallet, and phone out of my pockets and took my shoes off. I knew Cassidy wanted to push me in for messing with her, so I kind of played into it. I thought maybe the water wouldn't be as deep, and I would kind of hit the ground, get my footing, and shoot up and come back and grab the pier and just stand there. And then the water ended up being deeper than we thought and being a lot colder than we thought. I misjudged the situation, he clarified in a Zoom interview with the publication. Talking about claims of him being brain dead, Gilbert said he hated them and that he could potentially damage his credibility in the future as a doctor, saying that he didn't like people saying that he was brain dead. He said, I kind of hate the claims about me being brain dead or attempting for it to be some sort of race issue. Plus, who would want a doctor who has suffered brain damage, he explained. Later, the white girl Holland also told the Post that she did not mean to hurt Gilbert, and instead, the group actually tried to save him. She said, I would never try to hurt him. Chris is a beautiful person, my co-worker, and my dear friend. I'm so thrilled at his recovery and getting back to normal. Okay, people, so there you go. Okay, people, also, Chris Gilbert's family initially had a black attorney who was going to press all kind of charges. Her name is Claudia Payne. They were going to, try to get these people that pushed him in the water held criminally liable. They're going to sue this place. Now, Chris Gilbert has a new white attorney named Aaron Lawrence who does not plan to sue anybody. He has a new attorney, Aaron Lawrence. So we know that this white attorney that he has is definitely kin or very close friends to the people that Chris Gilbert was with. And there you go, people, Christopher Gilbert. And we talk about these kind of Negroes on this channel quite often. You see, whenever you see black people with a bunch of so-called white friends, it's always a problem because it's un-American for black people to have white friends or groups of white friends. I'm not saying that there aren't exceptions to the rule where a black person can have a white friend. I'm not saying that, but that's an exception to the rule. White people typically do not take black people as real friends in America. So this dude, Christopher Gilbert, he wanted to be white so bad that you can see, and I noticed some other subs in the comments also noticed, which I did as well, that he's dyeing his hair blonde to look white. And it's just a regular low haircut, which is pretty odd. Like, it's not like he has any locks in his head and he put some blonde tips on it or something like that. Nah, he just has a regular low cut. It's like he just wants to look like a white. Just do some blonde on top of it. And these white people damn near killed him. His mom and everybody in his family, they want to see something happen. They're in the media, they're on TV. And this guy says, oh no, these are my friends. He also made reference to this situation being racial, which he didn't like. You know what I mean? And people, you see, this is why I let people in the comments say what they want to say whenever these situations come about. When I post these videos on this channel, when I upload these videos on the channel, even if I don't agree with some of their harsh comments, because there are some harsh comments on this channel in the comments in response to some of these videos that I put up in reference to black people being out in bad situations. A lot of them are being bootlicks and cooning, some of them losing their lives. Me personally, when the people are young, I do not want these things to happen to them. I want them to learn from an experience where they recover and they're okay. But there are people in the comments who say things that I wouldn't say. You know, they may appear to be harsh. They say things like, oh, that's what he got, that's what she get, whatever, this is that. And you know what? I'll leave them alone. Because I don't know what they've been through with these type of people in life. I don't know where they're at with it. Maybe something happened with these type of people in their lives where these people cost them something or something that changed their life. I don't know what their experience are with these bootlegs or these other people who make these dumb mistakes and they lose their lives. So I let people say what they want. You know what I mean? And I don't check them on that because that's what they want to say. I'm not ready to say it yet, especially depending on the age when the person is young. Regardless of what they did, I don't want these things to happen to them. And of course, nobody has the right to take a life if they didn't give life. But people can say what they want and they can feel how they want. And I leave them alone. And as we can see, the people who make these so-called harsh comments and give their opinions that seem kind of hardcore to me, this is why they do. Now look. We have this guy here named Christopher Gilbert. He's out with all these white people. He has black people behind him. They want to press suit. He survives a situation where most people don't. And look at what he's up saying. It's because of people like Chris. It's why I leave people in the comments alone and let them say whatever they want. Because most of these people in these situations and these other stories, if they had survived these lynchings or these drownings or these things like that or getting chopped up by white people, if they survive, most of them will be saying the same thing that Chris is saying, praising Whitey and downplaying the situation, okay? And that's why I don't care when people give their opinions on these type of things. These people like Chris Gilbert have a sickness of the heart, okay? And Chris Gilbert and people like him, here's a guy who, he's the type of guy that makes it hard for black people at work, okay? Just in everyday life, at your job. He makes it hard for you because he's one of those types. You come in as a black person, you do your job, you do it well, you don't want to be bothered. All you want to do is be professional, do your job. But Chris comes in, he does an average job. He goes in and kisses white people's butts all day. He does minstrel shows for them. He brings in, you know, muffins and cookies that he went and got for white people. He takes their racist jokes. He talks bad about his mother and other black people. He's being used as a black person, as a flex tool for, you know, that black person at your job that you know where white people can go and ask questions when something's going on in the news. You know, why do black people do this? And then Chris Gilbert and others like him will give their biased response that will satisfy white people. That's Chris Gilbert. And that's my problem with people like him, okay? He's 26 years old. I think he's too old. I believe that he's going to be a bootleg, you know, for the rest of his life. And here's the thing, people. He's in a very dangerous situation because white people do not respect him at all. It's not looking good for him. It's not looking good for his health in the future, okay? It's not looking good for his health. And the reason why I don't like people like him is because, you know, the American situation is different. As black people in America, we just don't get credit for what we do. The problem is the dominant people or the white people, where it's meant more of them and they control everything, they look at us all the same. So how do you come behind a bootleg like Chris Gilbert or other black people that you know? How do you perform after them? Once they go first, white people expect the same behaviors from everybody. And what that does is that lowers your value. Okay, somebody who's probably better than them and knows how to do their job. And people, and I'm going to continue to say this hurts a lot of black people's feelings. If your child has all white friends or is always around white people, and your son is not the big athlete, he's not in a position, he's not somebody where white people are going to benefit from him in some way, he's just hanging with Whitey, he's a Chris Gilbert. This is your son or this is your daughter. They are the flunkies, they are the weaklings, and they represent absolutely nothing to these white people because white people know that they aren't worthy of respect. White people love and gravitate to weak Negroes. You know this. I knew something was up with this kid, Chris Gilbert, as soon as I seen the pictures with his hair. I also showed pictures of him without a life vest on out in the water. So people were saying constantly that, well, he's scared of water, he would never go out in the water. And I'm like, hold up. In this picture, I didn't say it, I just showed the picture. He's out in the water right here with no vest on with this white girl. So, you know, I knew that was a bunch of BS, and I didn't want to say nothing. I just wanted people to see that. But anyway, people, get in the comments. What do you think about this situation with Chris Gilbert? Let me know. Give your opinion.
Certainly will. You know, it comes down to character. You know, you have to watch who you associate with. And I've been through that. You know, I've been through something similar in the past, but not to a degree. It's good to get along with people. You know, it's good not to be prejudiced, but this kind of pushed the bar. You know, as far as a black person, when it comes to black and white, because it's like some people they act one way, but they reveal another way. And so, just like the young man, the guy that was speaking earlier, and I kind of can understand where he was coming from. The first guy about with the adopted family. A lot of people don't know. People are different when you're by yourself, when you're the only black person by yourself. And they just feel compelled because they just say whatever they want to say. And this goes back to the video I did about Vidyaswamy with Ann Coulter. There's people like that. And they don't think they're ever going to get picked up, that someone's going to pick up on what they do, because some people think that black people are mentally slow, and they don't think that we catch on to things. There's some people, and what they see on TV, what crime, obviously, so you already have a stack against you, because they see lens through the TV or by word of mouth. Then it's a few people that come across that they have a stereotype. They don't want to work. They don't want to do this. And they just don't like the appearance of black people. And so they have to feel like they have to mock black people. And some of them can. There's two different type of racist people. It's the ones that direct, and there's one that's indirect. And sometimes some of you, if you're a black person, some of your white friends ain't gonna see it. They don't think that it's a big problem because they can sit back and talk and say a racial epithet, and it's no big deal because no one of their community is around when they casually use a racial epithet in the conversation. There are some people like that. They just, oh, that's just Jerry B, or that's Martha being Martha. No, it is what it is. And then they'll say it again. And I've been witness where someone said it right in front of my face to see what kind of reaction I get. And I told past stories where having a whole bunch of friends, like so-called friends, yeah, they know how to play some pranks, and you the only one of the group. So they decide we're gonna play. Ain't gonna be no practical joke like someone put shaving cream in your locker. Oh no, it ain't nothing like that. It's something, yeah, it's something deep wounded. And you see, it's a generational thing. It starts in high school. I'm hearing high school students doing this, to college, to grown adults. And it's really sad, man. It's really, but this is the reason why black people want to be to themselves, because you see stuff like this. Like, you know, this person ain't gonna change, you know, because you got people that's just, I don't know, it's almost like we have to come and torture you. I'm telling you, I believe America has a spirit of racism, and people probably don't like it. Yes, patriotism, and everybody have patriotism, but underneath the patriotism is racism. It's a spirit of racism in America. I just did see a video recently where you have states like Illinois, Wisconsin, to upstate New York, to some place like Arkansas, to some place like Mississippi, to Texas, and other places, to all the way to the West Coast. It's a spirit over land of racism. And this sundown towns, It's racism. And I don't know, man. It's just that there's some people that can't accept someone just based on their skin. They have to come at them. They have to challenge them. It's crazy. And it's like, wow, it's just. And no matter, you say we all God's children, some people really don't believe we're all God's children. They say one thing, but their actions say another thing. Because when you want to do what's right and what's justice, most people who are of the majority don't want to do the right thing. A good percentage of people. They know it's wrong to do it, but they don't. Some people don't. Maybe a speck of people that say this ain't right out of white people. And therefore, but they still associate with them because their family or their kin, their friends, or their co-workers with. So, yeah, my heart goes out to that dude, man. I couldn't imagine what he went through as a kid because I dated a biracial woman that went through what he was talking about, the first video. And she was part black and part white. And her mother was in denial that she went through something. She was in the worst part of Kentucky. And how I had to find out, there were other white people that told me this. That lived in that area down near the bottom of Kentucky, which is Corbin and now Corbin left to Kentucky. There was even a sundown town, black people that live in Kentucky. But you got some white people they'll deny it. Oh no, it's not like that. And then to come to find out, someone who's telling you, yeah, it was like that. That's why we left. These were white people. It was the same situation when I mentioned about it was a situation in a town outside of Columbus, and a black person told me that Lancaster, Ohio, was site of the Ku Klux Klan. Oh, you probably had somebody say, "Oh, it's not like that." Then I come along. I'm in a transportation company. Two people who were from Lancaster were white. Confirm this to me. He said, "Yeah, if you black or white person hanging around, the sheriff will pull you over." So yeah. But somebody else would say, "No, well, I never had that problem." And I went, "You just apparently." And then one guy said, "Buddy, you know where you at?" This used to be a Ku Klux Klan town. White dude told me this. I had a couple white dudes tell me about Lancaster, Ohio. So, and it's like and I'm like, damn, I didn't mention about race. I didn't talk about discussion. I said about the area. They told me. But you do have some white people that like to be in denial. And they don't think, well, I don't know. I've never come to anything. You mean tell me somebody never used a racial epithet toward another word? Oh, if you haven't, you're going to come across some white person among you that do. Oh, it's a fact. Why? Because the group that's not around them, they're going to say it to you. Or your kid going to pick it up at school. And some people just, I don't say that, yeah. But now you see how, and this is the reason why some black people feel the way they do. Some black people don't trust white people because that reason, what they said. You heard it yourself. Because some people, and it's sad because not all white people are like that. But you have a certain segment of white people that do not believe that. They will deny it. They don't want to talk about it. And they'll differentiate. Oh, that's the past. Oh, you're making something about it. Oh, maybe it wasn't like that. Watch. And there's some people going to dispute that video. But clearly they tried to take him out. That wasn't no fun. They didn't love him more. Then she said that I tried to kill that man. That man's your friend. Be careful who you have as your friend, regardless of race, color, creed. Watch who you hang out with. Let this be a lesson. And just because you don't see it, people around you see it, and they know it. And don't dismiss what they're telling you. If they have the heart of God, they'll let you know. Alright then? Be blessed to you on next video.